Okay, baby Eastern empires.
including Elizabeth. The Pope had
So
declared
sweet.
that any Catholic who killed the heretical queen would secure a place in heaven. Her secret police dealt with constant assassination attempts, but none of them came from Catherine, who still held out hope that she might become Elizabeth's mother-in-law. The massacre took a toll on Charles's mental health. He vacillated between bragging about the bloodbath and screaming at his mother.
Stop it.
Catherine remarked sadly that she had a lunatic for a son. Within
Fine.
2 years, his health deteriorated, and he died of tuberculosis at 23. For the 14
You're
years of
gonna
his
sleep in
reign,
your
his
bed?
mother had
That's
been the
cool.
real ruler of France. Her third son
Like,
was
Winnie, I love
now
you guys.
King
I really
Henry
do with like my
III.
whole heart.
He immediately dropped
But I
Poland
don't
and returned
get
to
to be
France. In
alone,
addition to the
like,
Huguenots,
ever.
he had to deal with the rise of the
And
Catholic
it's
League.
stressing me
His
the fuck
enemies
out.
delighted in using rumors of his
Hello.
homosexuality to undermine his authority.
Talking to my cat.
Catherine had one more ace up her sleeve to play to Elizabeth. Her youngest son, Francois, he was 24 and Elizabeth 46 when he began to send her steamy letters. Robert Dudley had recently gotten married, and Elizabeth was on the rebound. Francois was the only one of her suitors who actually came to woo her in person, and she was incredibly flattered. She called him a frog.
Hello.
She accepted his proposal and gave him a ring, but public opinion was against them, and a pamphlet circulated condemning the foreign marriage. Elizabeth ordered its writer to
How
have
are
his
we?
hands chopped off, but she knew that she couldn't go against her people's wishes. She broke up with Francois, and he left in disappointment and flung her ring from his finger. When she learned that he had died of malaria at 29, she was heartbroken. Francois's death was more than a tragedy for Catherine. It was a disaster for the House of Valois. After a decade of
Hello.
marriage to Louise of Lorraine, King Henri had no children. The next in line to the throne was his distant Protestant cousin, Henri of Navarre. The result was a succession crisis, with each faction putting forth their own alternatives for the throne. Now that there was no longer any chance of Elizabeth becoming Catherine's daughter-in-law, she had no more reason to play nice. Catherine was horrified when Elizabeth executed Mary. The Queen of Scots had been plotting to assassinate Elizabeth, but murdering another crowned monarch just wasn't done. Mary's personal effects, including the
Hello.
drop
How are
pearls
you?
Catherine had given her as a wedding gift, became property of the crown. Elizabeth wore them on her ruff. Four of them now hang below the mound on the British imperial state crown.
How are
Catherine
we?
never wrote to Elizabeth again. She wasn't the only monarch who was livid. Philip II of Spain sent the Spanish Armada to invade England and dethrone the heretical queen. He had twice as many ships, but
God
hers were
damn it.
faster.
I cannot
Elizabeth
get the
gave a
hair.
stirring
Is
speech,
this one?
proclaiming that,
It
though I have the
it's
body of a
perfect.
weak
And I'm
and
trying to like
feeble
get
woman,
my little
I
road
have the
hairs
heart
under
and
here that have
stomach
peeked
of a
out.
king. The
And I
English won the
can't. And
battle,
it's
and
annoying me.
many Spanish
Hi,
ships
how are
were
we?
wrecked in storms on their retreat. The
My
victory
cat's
was
sleeping right
Elizabeth's
there.
finest hour. She was hailed as a goddess, Gloriana. With peace and stability, her reign became a golden era for England. Trade, art, and literature flourished, and her people grew wealthy. Walter Raleigh established an English colony in North America, named Virginia in his queen's honor. While Elizabeth was
Hi.
basking, Catherine's control was slipping. Henri had
I'm in
always been
America
the favorite
land, and we
child,
don't get to
but
know
he was
exactly where,
headstrong,
because whenever I
letting
even say
influence
the
wane
state,
as he took her
people
advice
get
less and less.
weird and like
Instead, he struck up
stalkery and
an
gross.
unlikely friendship with
Hi.
Elizabeth and came to prefer her opinion, deeply wounding his mother. Henri was not as effective a ruler as either woman. His people hated him for his extravagance, paid for with high
Hi.
taxes, and his homosexuality. The Catholic League took over northern France and barricaded Paris. Henri requested that their leader, the Duke of Guise, visit him in his
God
chamber.
damn it.
When he arrived, the Duke was stabbed to
Thank
death by the
you.
king's guards.
I need to
At the
sharpen
same moment,
these
eight
tweezers and
other
whatever. I
members of the
mean,
king's
I need to
family
give them
were
with my
hacked to
scissors
death
to my dad
by
to sharpen
Henri's
them
men.
because
The king went to
I don't like sharpening things because they scare me.
Confessing, I have done to him what he was going to do to me. Catherine told her own confessor, pray for him.
Got it.
I see him rushing towards his ruin. A few days later, Queen Catherine died at the age
Ow.
of 69.
That hurt like a bitch.
She had devoted her life to her children.
Ow.
But one by one, disease and war had
I
taken
have
them from
mascara
her.
stuck in my
That
hand.
summer, Henri was assassinated by a fanatical Dominican friar, and Henri of Navarre became the new King of France. He converted to Catholicism in order to win back Paris and the throne. This meant that Catherine's daughter, Margaret, was the new Queen of France. But their marriage had not started on a great foot. They hated each other and had no children. Henri divorced Margaret and married Catherine's cousin, Marie de Medici, instead. It was a blessing that Catherine didn't live to see the Valois dynasty come to an end. Elizabeth lived in glory for another 14 years. She died at 69, the same age as Catherine. And with her, the curtains were also drawn on the Tudor dynasty. Courtiers rushed north to inform Mary's son, King James VI of Scotland, and he is now King James I of England.
Cool. Me too.
Though the two tremendous queens were alike in their cunning, courage, and unlikely climbs to power, they made very different choices. They both tried to do right by their people, but their vastly divergent circumstances led to one being glorified and the other vilified. And they both ended in much the same place, as
That's a good
dazzling
enough.
exclamation
Hi.
points at the end of two great dynasties. In the next episode, I'll take a closer look at the Medici family, reveal how they climbed from Italian merchants to Renaissance royalty, and unveil their darkest scandals.
How are we? Hi.
Don't want to wait
I hope
to
we're
see the
well.
next episode?
I think I'm gonna do something very old school Mifa-esque, me-esque. So I'm gonna do like something with like a dark eye, I think, and then like double blush and blush and a little heart, like something that esque. Because I was thinking about how like fashion and makeup and stuff will like emulate our financial crisis of the world. Thinking with art, and I was thinking about, I was like, my makeup has never been a thing in financial crisis, except for like maybe the 80s, and it was a positive shown of financial status. At the time, it was very colorful because people could afford color, and I was like, huh. And I was like, but I like makeup. I do. Also, my natural beauty, you mean the fucking dark spots and blackheads and nasty episode. I have a blackhead next to my pimple. I have no clue for that about. Now you got me picking at my skin. I'm a chronic picker. It's bad.
Royalty 101. Queens regnant through history. Thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video. In 2013, Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands stepped down. In 2022, Queen Elizabeth II of the UK died. And in 2024, Queen Margaret II of Denmark abdicated. All three passed their thrones to sons. Today, there are 0 queens regnant left in the world. This got me wondering, when was the last time in history this phenomenon occurred?
Hi.
Today, I will answer this question and many other fascinating queries I've received from you on the subject.
I want to rewatch a video she did about Black History of Music. Where is it? She released it recently. This is the nice lady that tells me the history things. Here we go. She released it 7 days ago. I think y'all should hear it.
Queens
And
of Jazz.
I think
Billie
y'all need to
Holiday,
hear this video.
Ella Fitzgerald, and Simone. In the late 18, early 1900s, Black communities in New Orleans, Louisiana,
Yeah, let's get
married
into this.
African rhythms and European harmonies, and gave birth to a new form of music, jazz. It is the art form which perhaps best exemplifies the melting pot that is American culture, and jazz in turn delivered many new genres, including rock and roll, funk, reggae, R&B, and hip hop. Among the many legendary jazz musicians, three women stand out. Their lives and struggles paint a vivid picture of what it is like to be a woman in show
How are
business
we?
and a black person in America. And their artistic genius continues to inspire people across the globe. Let's meet the queens of jazz, Billie Holiday, Ella
Ah.
Fitzgerald, and Nina Simone. Billie Holiday was born Eleanora Fagan on April 7, 1915. Her teenage mother, Sadie, was kicked out of her home. Her father was a traveling banjo player and abandoned them. Sadie found a service
Oh,
job
so
on the
cute.
railroad and left her daughter with family for months at a
How are we
time.
doing?
At
I
9,
hope we're
Eleanora
doing
was brought
well.
before the juvenile court for skipping school. She was sent to a Catholic reform school where nuns punished her by locking her in a room with a dead girl overnight. For years to come, she woke up screaming from bad dreams. She was released to her mother, but one night, Sadie came home to find a neighbor assaulting her daughter. They fought him off and he was arrested, but Eleanora was sent back to the reform school for a year of protective custody. After her release, she worked as a cleaner in a brothel. She loved to listen to the records of Louis Armstrong and Bessie Smith on the Bordello's Victrola. Mother and daughter moved to Harlem, New York, and both did sex work.
Hello.
Eleanora was arrested and sentenced to 4 months on notorious Roosevelt Island. After her release, she began auditioning to sing in speakeasies. She took the stage name Billie Holiday after silent film star Billy Dove, and her father, Clarence Halliday, whom she reconnected with, though both changed the spelling to Holiday. Fun fact, Billie inspired my own nom de plume. When Billie was 18, legendary producer and member of the Vanderbilt family, John Hammond, came to hear her. He was blown away and arranged for her to make a
How are
record with
we?
Benny
I
Goodman.
hope we're
Riff
well.
in the Scotch was her first hit. Before the invention of microphones, singers had to project loudly and exaggerate. Billie didn't have the vocal range or power of an operatic diva, but she put new, more nuanced microphones to her advantage with a subtle and intimately emotional style. She cultivated the persona of a woman
The
unlucky in
fuck?
love and sang with palpable heartbreak, something that audiences had never seen before. So the next time you're moved to tears when your favorite star lays down an impassioned ballad, remember, Billie did it first. She was signed to Brunswick Records and sang pop tunes
How
with
are we? I
pianist
hope we're
Teddy
well.
Wilson, her new invention, the jukebox, including What a Little Moonlight Can Do. But the label wanted her to sound more like other popular singers. When they finally allowed her to use her own style, I Cried for You was a massive hit. She took to wearing gardenias in her hair and was nicknamed Lady Day. At the time, big bands were all male but had female singers, which is why most of the early queens of jazz were vocalists. Billie joined Count Basie's band, hoping to see the world, but she was disappointed to spend all of her time on a bus and all of her small paycheck on clothes and hair for the show. They played rough dance halls and riffraff joints and faced constant racism. In Detroit, a manager insisted Billie darken her face. Back in New York, she recorded hits including Summertime and They Can't Take That Away From Me. Billie was outspoken within Basie's band about how and what she sang, so she was fired for being too temperamental. She was immediately hired by Artie Shaw. It was rare to see a black singer touring with a white band, and Billie had a difficult time, especially in the segregated South. She often had to sleep on the bus while the rest of the band stayed in a hotel. When she faced heckling, Artie and other band members stood up for her, even getting into fights. At a hotel in New York City, Billie was asked to use the service elevator after guests complained. That was the last straw, and she quit Artie's band. She was now a well established recording artist, and I'm Gonna Lock My Heart was one of the biggest hits of 1938. Her father was touring Texas when he fell seriously ill with a lung infection. He was refused
Not
treatment at
worried.
several white hospitals, and by the time he made it to a black ward, pneumonia had set in. He died at 39. Billie was deeply affected and began singing Strange Fruit. Her powerful performance evoked unsettling imagery, comparing lynched African Americans to a bitter harvest of fruit. At least 4,084 black men, women, and children were victims of lynching in the South between 1877 and 1950. Billie feared retaliation for her musical protest, and Columbia refused to record the song, but Commodore released it, and the poignant tune sold over 1 million copies. It also helped to galvanize the civil rights movement. Billie recorded many
Ugh, I need
popular
to wash my
songs
hair.
by other writers, including I'll Be Seeing You and Embraceable You, but her own most famous composition was inspired by a fight with her mother. Billie financially supported Sadie's restaurant, Mom Holidays. But when Billie herself fell on hard times and asked for money, her mother turned her down. They fought, and Billie yelled the Bible verse, God bless the child that's got his own. She used the line to write another hit. At 26, Billie married trombonist Jimmy Monroe, and
Hi.
together the couple began using heroin. She wrote Don't
Oh,
Explain
God
after
damn it!
finding
I forgot to
lipstick
put
on
on
his collar.
sunscreen.
Despite her tumultuous personal life, her star continued to rise. She
I can't
recorded
mess up the
Lover
glue.
Man and Crazy He Calls Me, and appeared in a major motion picture, New Orleans, with Louis Armstrong. But the studio insisted that the film be re-edited to avoid the impression that black people invented jazz. Many of Billie's scenes hit the cutting room floor. She had an affair with her dealer, trumpeter Joe Guy, and her addiction affected her work. She divorced Jimmy and married Joe. She also had affairs with Charles Loughton, Tallulah Bankhead, and Orson Welles while he was filming Citizen Kane. While in LA, Clark Gable took her out for a drink, and when a drunk insulted her, the movie star punched him. When she was heckled during a performance, comedian Bob Hope stood up in the crowd and insulted the man until he left. Then he and Judy Garland met Billie backstage with champagne. In 1947, her drug use finally caught up with her. She
Hi.
arrived back at her hotel to find police swarming the lobby. She tried to drive away, but they shot at her car. In the case of the United States of America versus Billie Holiday, her lawyer did not show up to court. Desperate, she pled guilty and was sentenced to a year in prison. She spent her time knitting and
Hi.
making whiskey from potato peels. Upon her release, she tried to sneak back into New York, but her dog, Mister, greeted her enthusiastically, causing a scene in Penn Station. Others were less welcoming. Her good friend Sarah Vaughan refused to acknowledge her, but Lena Horne rushed off stage to hug her and welcome her back. Billie's manager arranged a comeback concert at Carnegie Hall, and she broke the venue's sales record. During the show, someone sent up
Hi.
gardenias. She was so touched that she pinned them in her hair on the spot. She didn't realize she'd stuck her scalp with hairpins until blood started dripping in her eyes. After the third curtain call, she passed out. Most musicians of the time were given very unfavorable record contracts. Billie was paid next to nothing in royalties while her label raked in cash,
Hello. Good
reprinting her popular
morning.
records. She counted on income from gigs, but after her conviction, she lost her license to perform at venues that served alcohol, and her songs got very little radio play because of her negative reputation. In 1952, Billie appeared on the ABC reality series The Comeback Story and discussed attempts to overcome her drug use, drinking, and relationships with abusive men. Improved technology
Same
allowed her
girl,
to
same.
record entire studio albums. She laid down 12 in 6
Hi.
years. She made two successful tours of Europe and released an autobiography, Lady Sings the Blues. But her addictions got in the way of her art. Her voice became hoarse and she
I
lost
know, boo boo.
range.
It's just the
In
weather.
1957, Billie
My
married
cat
Louis
woke up and
McKay.
looked at me.
He was a mob enforcer and, like most of the men in her life, was abusive.
I know, baby.
They
It's
were
just the weather.
separated by the time she fell seriously ill with cirrhosis of the liver. She lost 20 pounds, and her friends begged her to go to the hospital. When she finally did, NYC police showed up, and after finding narcotics, which may have been planted, they placed Billie under arrest. A guard was stationed outside her hospital room. Frank Sinatra, who called her the most important influence on American popular singing, visited her deathbed. Billie Holiday died on July 17, 1959, of pulmonary edema and heart failure. She was 44, and the last $750 to her name was found strapped to her leg.
Tax Act is here to remind you you have to do your taxes. Let's get them over with.
Hi.
2025, the year resolutions become
So
reality.
many ads.
Start your degree with WGU.
How are we?
Hey, Meta, play my gallery music.
Hey, Meta, tell me about this artist.
Fisher is known for his unconventional work.
Should we touch it?
Hold it like that.
Hey, Meta, film this.
Let me show it. What?
Oh, no. Hey, Meta, delete that video.
She's good. She's sleeping right there. She doesn't like
Fans
the
paid
weather
for
very
the
much
funeral
right now
and
because it's
offered
like
to erect a
thundery and
headstone
stuff. It's real
before
violent
Queen
outside
of
with the rain. I don't know
Jazz,
what's
but her
happening.
estranged husband
But
insisted on
so
burying
she
her on the
keeps
cheap
waking up and
in
kind of
out-of-the-way
twitching, looking at
St.
me like
Raymond's Cemetery in the Bronx.
I'm like,
next
Poo-poo,
to
it's
her mother.
fine. You're okay.
Lady Day's
You're in the
public
house.
image
Power
grew
goes out.
exponentially
We're
after her
fine. The
death.
sun's gonna come up
She
in a
was
few hours
awarded
anyway.
23 posthumous Grammys. In 1972,
That
Diana
will
Ross
suck for
was
me though,
nominated
because
for an Oscar
you know,
for the
and my
biopic
dad.
Lady Sings the Blues. In 2021, Andra Day portrayed her in The United States versus Billie Holiday. Ella Fitzgerald was born on April 25, 1917, in Newport News, Virginia. Her parents were mixed race and unmarried. By the time Ella was 6, they had split up, and her mother moved with her new partner to Yonkers, New York. Ella got a half-sister, Frances. Ella did exceptionally well in school and enjoyed singing and dancing
How
in
are we?
church. She loved listening to Louis Armstrong, Bing Crosby, and the Boswell sisters. When she was 15, her mother died after a car crash. Her stepfather abused her, and she left to live with an aunt in Harlem. Ella began skipping school and working as a lookout for a brothel and running numbers for the mob. The authorities placed her in an orphan asylum. She escaped, but feared they would find her at her aunt's house. So she lived on the streets of Harlem and sang and danced for money. In 1934, 17-year-old Ella showed up to amateur night at the Apollo. She had intended to dance, but was intimidated by a duo of sisters in feathers and sequin costumes. When Ella stepped onto the stage in her disheveled street clothes, the audience didn't expect much. But when she opened her mouth, the original Susan Boyle blew them away. She belted out Judy and
It's
the
okay,
object
Boo
of my
Boo.
affection
It's my fault.
and won first prize,
It's okay.
$50.
Love
But
you.
gigs came slowly. Most female singers were hired for their looks as much as their voice.
Oh,
Band
are you
leader
doing a big
Chick
step?
Webb was convinced that the gawky, unkempt teenager was a diamond in the rough. He invited her to perform at a Yale University dance as a trial. The audience loved her, and she was hired. Chick and his wife became Ella's legal guardians and helped her with clothes, makeup, and hair. She was shy and quiet and didn't get pulled into her bandmates' shenanigans. They called her Sis. When her first record, Love and Kisses, was released, a doorman wouldn't let her into a club to hear it
Hi.
because she was underage. She offered a stranger money to play it on the jukebox, and she leaned against the door, marveling at her own voice. Her biggest hit was her own arrangement of the nursery rhyme A Tisket a Tasket, which spent 19 weeks on the hit parade and was one of the best-selling records of the 1930s.
How are
Ella's
we?
voice was a fine-tuned instrument. She had a 3-octave range, pure, silky tone, and impeccable diction. She was also gifted at improvisation and scat, key elements of jazz. Along with Chick's band, Ella became a there. The good girl of jazz found herself going head to head with the bad girl of jazz, Billie Holiday. Ella won their 1938 Battle of the Bands. Afterwards, she asked for Billie's autograph, but jealous Billie turned her down. The two divas did eventually become friends. In 1939, her mentor Chick died of spinal tuberculosis. Now 22 and already known as the First Lady of Song, she took over the band, which was renamed Ella Fitzgerald and her famous orchestra. She performed 2 songs in the Abbott and Costello film Ride 'em Cowboy. In 1941, Ella married stage door Johnny Benny Corngay. He was a petty criminal, and her band of big brothers couldn't believe she'd fallen for him. The marriage ended in a year. She won her band's approval when she married
I
Ray
need more
Brown,
coffee.
a bassist for Dizzy Gillespie. Ella's sister Frances gave birth to a son, but she couldn't care for him, so Ella and Ray adopted the boy and named him Ray Jr. But their careers always came first, and they left little Ray in the care of family while they toured the world. In the second half of the 1940s, swing and big band fell out of fashion in favor of bebop. Ella launched her solo career and evolved her style, incorporating more scat to great acclaim. She first appeared at Carnegie Hall in 1947. She did guest appearances with Count Basie, Duke Ellington, Dizzy Gillespie, and more. She signed with Decca and recorded 8 studio albums, but she was continually denied a radio show because she was black. She was also criticized for her appearance and called matronly by Ebony magazine. After spending more time apart than together, Ella and Ray called it quits in 1953, but remained friends. While performing with jazz at the Philharmonic, Ella hit it off with the producer, Norman Gantz, and formed the most important business relationship of her life. He became her manager and made sure her contract stipulated that she was paid the same as white and male headliners, and that she would not perform in front of segregated audiences. If venues were discovered selling tickets unfairly or seating black patrons in the back, Ella and her band still got paid but didn't play. This stance wasn't without conflict. In South Carolina, an irate crowd chased Ella and her band back onto their bus and out of town. While on their way to Australia, Ella and her entourage boarded a plane in Honolulu with first-class tickets, but they were ordered by Pan Am employees to exit the plane without their luggage. They were stranded for 3 days. Pan Am denied that the incident was racially motivated, but Ella filed a civil discrimination suit and won. Once the Queen of Jazz finally arrived, the Australian tour was a smashing success. Norman founded
How are
Verve
we?
Records,
hope
and
I'm
Ella
well.
made 30 albums with him. Many of her best-known hits came from this collaboration, including It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing, They Can't Take That Away From Me, and Mac the Knife. She also recorded 3 duet albums with Louis Armstrong and the Christmas classic, Maybe It's Cold Outside. Ella recorded 8 songbook albums, highlighting composers including Cole Porter, Irving Berlin, and Johnny Mercer. In her Duke Ellington songbook, the Duke himself played piano. The New York Times wrote, "Here was a black woman popularizing urban songs often written by immigrant Jews to a national audience of predominantly white Christians." In 1955, Ella's superfan, Marilyn Monroe, lobbied the owner of the Mocambo nightclub in Hollywood to book the songstress. It has long been reported that the owner was hesitant because of Ella's race, but other black entertainers had already performed there. In reality, Ella was held back because of her size and lack of glamour. But Marilyn sat in the front row at every performance, drawing massive crowds and skyrocketing Ella's fame. Ella had a romance with a younger Danish man, Thor Larsen, and they may have secretly married. She bought a house in Copenhagen, but Thor turned out to be a petty criminal and they split. After that, she gave up all semblance of a personal life. She barely knew her son. While attending his wedding, she was surprised to see the bride walking down the aisle was white. In 1961, she performed at John F. Kennedy's inaugural ball. Through the 60s, 70s, and 80s, she spent 40 to 45 weeks a year touring, doing 2 shows a night with few days off. While other stars of her era fell out of fashion, Ella kept things contemporary by covering popular songs, including the Beatles. The Rolling Stones snuck in to watch her record and were starstruck. She made numerous guest appearances on television variety shows, including The Frank Sinatra Show, The Carol Burnett Show, and The Andy Williams Show. She performed with Nat King Cole, Dean Martin, Mel Torme,
How
and
are
Karen
we?
Carpenter. She also appeared in commercials for Memorex, American Express, and Kentucky Fried Chicken. In 1984, she received an NAACP Image Award for her civil rights work. In '87, she was awarded the National Medal of Arts and the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Ronald Reagan. In the late '80s, Ella's ethereal voice began to fade. She was plagued by diabetes, congestive heart failure, exhaustion, and she was going blind. She made her last recording in 1991 and her last public performance in 1993. That year, both of her legs were amputated. Her decades of hard work netted her $10 million, and she was content to finally rest and reconnect with her son and granddaughter, Alice. She also established the Ella Fitzgerald Charitable Foundation. On June 15, 1996, Ella died in her home of a stroke at 79.
What are y'all doing?
We're showing all our love to Black Founded Brands.
I think we know a thing or two about spreading the love.
Show us how you spread the love for Black Founded Brands.
Buick, exceptional by design.
The Rooms to Go President's Day sale starts now. So save big on the furniture you want. Get huge savings for every room of your home. With living rooms on sale, bedrooms on sale, and dining rooms on sale. And it's about to get even better. With 50-month interest-free financing. That's right. At Rooms to Go, you get both amazing sale prices and interest-free financing for 50 months. Don't wait. The Rooms to Go President's Day sale starts now.
15th, 1996, Ella died in her home of a stroke at 79. She had a private funeral and was buried at Inglewood Park Cemetery
I'm
in
doing my
California.
makeup.
Nina Simone was born Eunice Kathleen Wayman on February 21st, 1933, in Tryon, North Carolina. Her father was a barber and her mother a Methodist preacher. Eunice was the sixth of 8 children. She began playing piano at the age of 3 and developed an abiding love of classical music. At 12, she gave a recital, and her parents, who were sitting in the front row, were told to refuse to perform until her parents were restored to the front row. Her music teacher established a scholarship to send her to a girls' high school in Asheville. She graduated valedictorian in 1950, and the community raised money to send her to a summer music program at Juilliard in New York. She auditioned for the more affordable Curtis Music School. Her family moved to Philadelphia in anticipation of her acceptance, but Eunice's application was rejected. Though the school denied it, she always felt it was a case of racial prejudice. Instead, she worked as an accompanist and taught piano to pay for private lessons with a professor from Curtis. One of her students told her that they were making $90 a week playing at a bar. Eunice jumped at the chance and got a regular gig at Midtown Bar and Grill in Atlantic City. The bar's owner didn't care for her classical piano and insisted that she sing and play more popular tunes. So she mixed her beloved classical music with jazz, blues, folk, rock, and pop to create a unique sound that drew a small but dedicated fan base. She knew that her mother would not approve of her playing the devil's music, so she performed under a stage name, Nina from the Spanish for girl, which was a nickname from a boyfriend, and Simone from French actress Simone Sinora. In 1958, she married beatnik drummer and carnival barker Don Ross, but quickly regretted it and filed for divorce. That year she made her first recording, I Loves You Porgy, from the musical Porgy and Bess, which was popularized by Billie Holiday. It was her only Billboard Top 20 in the US. She signed with Bethlehem Records and made her first album, Little Girl Blue. She didn't care about becoming famous and saw pop music as only a means to fund her classical training. So without reading the contract, she signed away her rights to the recordings and was paid only $3,000 up front. She missed out on at least $1 million in royalties from the popular album. However, the success allowed her to negotiate better terms on a contract with Colpix Records. She was given total creative control and recorded 8 live and studio albums. She moved to New York and was booked regularly in Greenwich Village. In 1961, she married police detective Andrew Stroud, and they had a daughter, Lisa. Andrew became her manager. He helped to expose her to a wider audience, arranged international tours, and calmed the artist's darker impulses. But he was also abusive, controlling, and treated her like a workhorse. In 1965, Nina recorded one of my all-time favorite songs, I Put a Spell on You. The tune was written and popularized by rock musician Screamin' Jay Hawkins, but Nina made it her own with swelling strings and haunting vocals. Nina had always channeled her African American heritage through her music. She was friends with many of the great Black intellectuals of the day, including Lorraine Hansberry, Langston Hughes, and James Baldwin. In 1963, the murder of civil rights activist Medgar Evers and the bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama, that killed 4 girls, infuriated and galvanized her to vocalize her frustration. Mississippi Goddamn was the first of many civil rights songs she penned. The single was boycotted in the South, and a Carolina radio station smashed her records. Still, she persisted in her activism. She performed and spoke at several protests, including the Selma to Montgomery marches. She felt that Martin Luther King's nonviolent approach was too slow and favored Malcolm X's call for revolution and Black nationalism. But after King's assassination, she dedicated a performance of Why, the King of Love is Dead, to him. She also wrote and performed Young, Gifted, and Black. Her outspoken stance hurt her career, and she refused to pay taxes in protest of the Vietnam War. By 1970, she was fed up with the music industry and the state of America, and she left for Barbados. Her sudden departure and leaving her wedding ring behind led her husband to assume she wanted a divorce. As her manager, he retaliated by canceling contracts and keeping her income from her. When she returned home, she found that there was a warrant out for her arrest for tax evasion. She left the U.S. for good and returned to Barbados, where she had an affair with Prime Minister Errol Barrow. Nina then moved to Liberia and invited her daughter, Lisa, now 10, to join her. They later migrated to Switzerland. But Nina was emotionally volatile and abusive, and Lisa moved back to New York to live with her father. In the 1970s and 80s, Nina recorded occasionally and saw limited success. She performed regularly at Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club in London and recorded an album there. In 1987, My Baby Just Cares for Me, a track from her first album back in 1958, was featured in a European commercial for Chanel No. 5 perfume. The song was re-released and hit No. 4 on the UK charts. Though she didn't see any money from it, she enjoyed a resurgence in popularity and more bookings. She settled in Paris and was a fixture at a small local basement nightclub. She loved to sing in French. She made only $300 a performance and had to sell her furniture and jewelry to make ends meet. Her mental health declined. Her performances were sometimes brilliant, and sometimes she was too drunk to play and scolded the audience. Concerned friends convinced Nina to take a break and move to the Netherlands. A caretaker was hired to look after her. Nina had frequent outbursts of temper and aggression, which were finally diagnosed as bipolar disorder. Early medication helped, but also affected her motor skills, making it difficult for her to play piano. Still, it was a happy time for her. She was rarely recognized and lived a quiet life, and her mental health improved. She sued for royalties from the Chanel commercial and won. In 1993, she moved to the south of France and recorded her last album, A Single Woman. She had a short but blazing affair with a younger Tunisian man. Nina's vast body of work hit a resurgence in popularity in the US, but she was unaware until an interviewer asked her about it. During her last visit to America in 1998, she announced, "If you're going to come see me again, you've got to come to France, because I am not coming back." In her final years, Nina suffered from breast cancer. She died in her sleep on April 21st, 2003, at the age of 70. Her funeral was attended by hundreds, including Miriam Makeba, Patti LaBelle, and other celebrities and musicians. Nina's ashes were scattered in several African countries. Her musical talents live on in her daughter, Lisa. She was an understudy in the original Broadway cast of Rent and played Mimi in the first national tour. She also played the title role in Aida and Nala in The Lion King and has released 6 albums. In 2016, Zoe Saldana portrayed the jazz legend in the biopic, Nina. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment your thoughts, and check out my other history videos. You can also join my Patreon to support my work and get early access to all of my multi-part series. Thank you for watching.
Hey Meta, what is this artwork?
Comedian buying a racing Catalan worth $6.2 million.
What? Whoa. That's a $6.2 million banana.
It's so nasty.
Find you another banana. Bananas, bananas.
Gentlemen,
What a place you have.
who eats art?
I think you're supposed to say, hey Meta. Like, hey Meta, who eats art? And then Meta would say, Chris Pratt.
Hey, Meta, call my lawyer.
Commoner Queens of England.
Hello. I need to wash this. Fucking stinks. It's fucking weird. Hello. Maybe I should paint my nails. Bye. I need to laminate my eyebrows. I have like no money for that. I would laminate them myself too, and I just don't have money for the kids. Hi. how are we? I hope we are all very, very well. We're doing a very old school look of mine, like a lot of blush and a dark eye and pale skin, you know. That's gonna be fun. Ah! So much dandruff in my hair. Hello. Hey, baby.
Steam tracks you in incognito mode. Use DuckDuckGo, a real private browser. DuckDuckGo comes with a built-in search engine like Google, but it's private and doesn't track your searches. And DuckDuckGo lets you browse like Chrome, but it blocks cookies and ads to follow around Google and other companies. And no catch, it's free. We make money from ads, but they don't follow you around. Join the millions of people taking back their privacy by downloading DuckDuckGo on all your devices today.
Hello. You're a little baby. She's a little baby. Hi, Chloe. We're watching some Tom and Jerry.
For me, it's the staff. They treat me like family. They're honest, they're trustworthy, and I'd recommend Huff Hines for anybody looking for a car.
And during the Start Something New sales event at Huff Hines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano and Huff Hines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Louisville, get low payments, no hidden fees, and huge discounts like $14,500 off MSRP on new Ram 1500s. Drop on by or visit us online at Huff Hines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano.com and Huff Hines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Louisville.com.
Knock, knock. Hi there. I'd love to show you what a K-12 powered school is really like. Step inside. Here you can dive into subjects you love. Move as fast or as slow as you need to, and let your learning soar. You'll connect with teachers and classmates, explore your interests, and learn great skills for the future. Hey, you know what else is knocking? Opportunity. Discover yours. Now enroll.
Sorry, boo boo. Hi. Who? Confused. Like Alex who? I have so much extra on that. Ooh. I don't know, I asked a minute ago and no one answered me. I fucked up my eyeliner. I am going to go get a Q-tip.
Not all. We're going out to dinner and a show.
George, do you think that little duck will be all right with that cat along?
Oh, don't worry, honey. The cat's outside. The house is locked up tight.
I'm back. It took me a minute. Hi. There was in fact Tom and Jerry on my phone. Hi. I'm still so confused. He's ugly as shit.
Google still tracks you in incognito mode. Use DuckDuckGo, a real private browser. DuckDuckGo comes with a built-in search engine like Google, and it's private and doesn't track your searches. And DuckDuckGo lets you browse like Chrome, but it blocks cookies and ads to follow you around Google and other companies. And there's no catch. It's free. We make money from ads, but they don't follow you around. Join the millions of people taking back their privacy by downloading DuckDuckGo on all your devices today.
No, I was going to, and then I never did. You're so cute. Look at that big scratch. Thank you. Oh, was that a good nap? Boo boo, please don't go with my chair. I'm just looking something out. I'm just looking something up. Please don't get in my chair. Girl! What'd the chair do? I need my chair back. Hi. Something about eyeliner. I'm sorry, I don't understand a lot what you're trying to say. Can I have my chair back? You have your own chair. It's bigger than my chair. Oh, look at this chair. It's so nice and cozy. Ooh. Look at this chair. It's all nice and cozy. Oh. I know, this is very sweet. So cozy. Ooh, I could just sleep in it like a baby. Oh, I could just sleep in it all day long. Do you want this chair? Do you want this chair? Okay. Girl, you're making me paranoid about certain places. Can I have my chair back? Hi guys. She took my chair and I tried to be like, look at your chair. It's all nice and cozy. She didn't buy me. She didn't buy it. Don't do that in my coffee. She's gonna drink it. Jeez. Stop it. I'm sitting down. I'm sitting in my chair. Can you see that cat on my back? A cat on my back. Are you a backpack cat? Thank you. Thank you for. Oh, you made it warm. That was nice of you. She's like, I'm gonna rub my face on this bag, man. I'm gonna lick this foot a whole lot. I'm gonna lick this floor a whole lot. I know, you're just gorgeous. Hi. Can I give you love? I want to give you love. She said no. Under. Please stop attacking my bag. Is it entertaining you? Okay. She's attacking my bag and it's entertaining her, so. Is it entertaining you? Get that shit. Get it! What's inside it? Get the bag! She's messing with the bag. Hi! What happened? Hey! Look at me! Yeah. Look at me! She's being weird. Her leg twitches sometimes, and one of her eyes is messed up sometimes. She's mini compared to. She was a bit of a runt, so you know. A couple little boo boos. Can I see your face? Okay. Your face is fine. Her leg did a weird thing, and I got worried. And she was crawling up on my chair and walking around. And then she licked her foot a lot, and that gave me the germaphobes and the GBs because I'm like, whoa, whoa. I'm back. We've been doing these early morning lives again, and Winnie always wants to be like a part of it, but she can't be because, you know, she's a baby. And so I've been, a lot of the time, like a little bit into it, I've been being like, you want to go hang out with your sister? Is her sister's bigger than her and older than her, and I'm just like, you want to go hang out with your sister? And then she goes, plays with Sushi for an hour or two. I peek in and out, you know, gotta supervise a cat. And Sushi can be a bit of a bully. She doesn't know, she's just bigger. Hi. Hello. Hello. How are we? I hope we're all well. Hi. I hope we're all well and doing just good things in our lives. Hi. Is that cute? I did it like every day for years, and then I stopped doing it because I was like corny, and then I was like, but it's so cute. So now I do it like weekly-ish, because with the way the world is working at the moment and the way fashion's going at the moment, I'm going to up my shit by a lot. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Hi. I don't know. My cat was playing with my stuff that I crochet. Oh, I got a boo boo. Ow. A hair stabbing me. Hi. I think I gotta mix a color. Wow, that's bright. Because I like Tom and Jerry? I do watch anime. I need to catch up on so many. Anime is basically just like a genre of what a lot of people consider a cartoon that originates from Japan. It's not necessarily a cartoon because they have cartoons that aren't anime. But a lot of places are westernizing it, and it's weird. Hi. It's annoying me. Okay. I've never watched Naruto. Like, ever. I should. I'm gonna just wipe it on my leg. Because I cannot get this off. I'm gonna just wipe it on my leg. I have seen some of the live action One Piece, and it really just didn't entertain me. And that I also have a short ass attention span, which is for the issue of me never finishing anything. So. Hi! I hope we're all doing well as like people in life and stuff. I forgot how good I look in like a good deep maroon lipstick. Like it's a tad patchy, just because like it's old. That's it. But yeah. Like a purple eyeshadow and some blush and a maroon lipstick will never ever fail. I haven't watched Dragon Ball. Okay, so something about me is my mom thought all anime was like pornography my entire childhood. So I didn't start watching anime until I was like 15. And I literally had to explain to my mom, I was like, Mom, no. Because I like wasn't allowed or exposed to it whatsoever. Because she legit thought it was like porn. That was like the most horrific shit ever. And I'm like, whatever. It took me literally sitting her down and making her watch My Hero Academia with my dad for her to like calm the fuck down. Because like she freaks out anything I want to do. Like she freaked the fuck out when I started wearing makeup when I was buying it with my own money. She freaked out when I started bleaching my hair. She freaked out anytime I've ever cut my hair, anytime I've never had eyebrows, anytime I've had a piercing or tattoo. Like she freaked out about fucking bread yesterday. I'm not joking. I was making bread and I was having trouble doing math with some yeast and it was taking me a minute and she's like flipping the fuck out, screaming like a crazy person, stressing me the fuck out. It wasn't even her thing. I said, I'm gonna make bread. And then I went into the shared communal kitchen, as a kitchen is. And she's like flipping the fuck out about yeast. Turned out I was correct. She's not Karen. She's a very... She's a Karen to me, and that's it. That's it. I had to beg her to stop talking about me to my aunt. Thank you. But literally, like, she's a fucking Karen to me, and that's it. She's fine with my dad, fine with my sister, fine with her sister, fine with everyone I've ever introduced her to. But I do anything, she screams at me. Thank you. get the color again. It's like one of my favorite colors of all time. It's from Wet and Wild. I need to get it again. But yeah, it's good morning. But yeah, literally, she's a Karen to me and no one else. And she only likes me if I look like her and act like her and do what she wants. She had no control as a child, and now she has to have all the control as an adult. And she screams at me all the time. No, I went up to her yesterday. I was like, hey, when I start making money from YouTube, do you want to like go do community college classes with me so I can like pay for tuition for us? Keep in mind, she previously, like 2 months ago, had like gotten mad at me because I was born and she had dreams of going into like something to do with the ocean. She was born into poor. And when I was born, she was working like 2 jobs and living by herself and had been out of school for like 8 years at this point. Never went to college. And she got mad at me because I was like, you didn't have the resources to get an education anyway. Like, I'm sorry, you didn't, like, fucking, like, sorry. Anyway, so I went up to her yesterday. I was like, hey, it's a heart. Anyway, I went to her yesterday. I was like, hey, when I start making money from YouTube, because I'm getting really close, because I love y'all, and y'all love me, and we're all a big happy family. I went up to her. I was like, hey, when I start making money from YouTube in like the next few months, do you want to go like do community college classes with me, like enroll in like a botany class or something? Because I also was like thinking, oh, it'd be really nice if like I could do like a mini video every few lessons for y'all to like get that knowledge for free, me paying for it obviously. And my mom was like, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? You were yelling at me a while ago that you like didn't get to go to school because I was born, and now I'm like offering to pay for you to go take college classes with me, and you're like, I don't know. I literally was like, hey, when I start making money from YouTube, do you want to go enroll in college classes with me? For like botany or mathematics or something. Like something fun, like involving plants because she likes plants. And like I need to know more about plants because I want to like get a greenhouse. And she's like, I don't know. I listen, I got a better education than you, I will say. I got a CCR in full design and stuff, which is like a license of like flowers. I'm just like, what do you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know? Like, we go to a couple classes a week, and I pay like 10 grand. You're paying nothing. What do you mean you don't know? If someone went up to me and went, hey, you get to go choose what classes you take out of college, and you don't gotta drive there, and you're not paying for it, I would go, thank you, Jesus Lord, so fucking much. What do you mean you don't know? I don't know. I don't know. I got nothing else to spend money on. Like, I got my house fund, which is like money that's gonna go to a condemned building that I'm going to turn into my house. I buy paint and glue sometimes. I got really nothing for money to go to. Guess I could like pay for groceries or something. But like, come on. I'm offering for us to go further our education, like good Samaritans of the United States of America, and like very smart people, and you're like, I don't know. Oh my lord. Oh my god. Mom. Mommy. My mom. I can't with her. She yells at me all the time. I offer for my money that I have nothing to spend it on for us to go get further education. She's like, I don't know. I get yelled at every single day of my life, and I am still offering to pay for this woman's like further of education once I start getting the money, and she's like, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? It is time for her ass to get the hell up. I will be back. I have to go shake her awake and give her her coffee and make sure she gets up. I'm back, and I have a cat. I'm back. I have a cat. How long did it take? The paintings, years. I didn't mean to turn off the TV. I went to go shake my mother awake because it's around that time she needs to be awake. And if I don't make her coffee and shake that woman awake, she don't get up. She's aged to the point of she don't get up in the morning. So I have to go and violently shake her and make her her coffee. And you know what? I violently shook her, made her her coffee, put her rope half onto her, and went, get up! Turned around for 5 minutes to try and make myself some toast. She fell back asleep. And then I had to shake her so hard. Meanwhile, I'm trying to save my bread I made yesterday that she was yelling at me about by making toast with it. And she's like, out like a light. Speaking of toast, my toast is done. Winnie, I'm nasally and snotty and gross. Actually, no, we're not doing that. I might get copyrighted. Trying to find something. Here. You're watching Popeye. Helen. Oh my god. I will be back in a second. I gotta go shake her again.
Everyone, especially him. Clear views, easy cleaning, and built to last. What's not to love? Love your home and your windows as much as he does. Contact Replacement by Pella today.
bread I made yesterday that I just toasted. Oh, there's a lot of butter on it. Makes good toast. Makes good toast. It really does. It's gonna be a good grilled cheese later. I'm gonna eat this whole loaf of bread. This is gonna be good. I'm gonna make a grilled cheese with that later. I just eat the whole loaf today. Ah! I don't have enough room on the stupid table. God damn it. Straight zombie. Thank you.
Hello.
I put my scissors up here. I hope so. That's a lot of people. I hope I reach like 4 million by the end of the year, but that's also like a la 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 dream, you know. But I hope. I was thinking about it like yesterday, and I was like, oh, that'd be insane. Well, I'm happy their thing got censored. It seemed like they were being mean, and I didn't have to see it. Oh, hi. Like in a sexy way, or in like a Viking way, or like what? Cool. Yeah. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta go make sure my mom's awake.
Kids see the world differently, especially through new windows from replacement by Pella. With crystal clear views, these windows aren't just fun, they're built to perform. Energy efficient, durable, and easy to clean, even after moments like this. You'll love your new windows from replacement by Pella almost as much as he does. Bring home windows that brighten your world. Contact replacement by Pella today.
I'm back. I had to go shake my mom. Hi. God damn it. do like games. I have a couple little Minecraft series and then I'm working on something else right now. Hello, everyone. Hello. I don't know if I'm gonna work on this or not. How great is she? Hi. Barbies. I'd let my sons play with Barbies. It'd probably give them an open access to things like empathy. Hello. Bye. It was nuts. Like, actually, it was insane.
Buick, exceptional by design.
Hi. Yeah.
The crown jewels. A peek inside the jewel house. The crown, the very symbol of power, wealth, majesty, and royalty. It is a shining golden signal to the medieval mud-baked peasantry that here is a person who is above them and blessed from above. You can't be a king without bling. Over the years, many dazzling displays of opulence have been added to the regalia, including scepters, orbs, robes, and rings, all imbued with the power to transform a mere mortal into a monarch. Today, the handful of remaining monarchies in Europe have consigned their crown jewels to museums and have moved to more modest, secular swearing-in ceremonies. But in Britain, the myth and majesty of monarchy is still very much in practice. The diamond-encrusted imperial state crown is paraded out each year when the Queen opens Parliament, and the regalia will be a central part of the next coronation when the time comes. Last week, we followed the crown jewels on their journey from the Dark Ages to today. They were washed away in the sea, stolen from the grave, and melted down to make coins. Today, we will take a look at the individual pieces which comprise the crown jewel collection. These 142 precious objects represent 800 years of history, hundreds of pounds weight in gold and silver, 23,578 precious and semi-precious gemstones, and a value of over $4 billion. The sovereign crowns. All 7 sovereign crowns are formed with alternating crosses representing Christianity and fleur-de-lis, a stylized lily composed of 3 petals bound together at the base. This ancient heraldic symbol has been given a variety of meanings and has been used by royal families throughout Europe, most notably in France. The fleur-de-lis is associated with the medieval English Plantagenet dynasty, which is of French descent. Most of the crowns have a red or purple velvet cap and a border of ermine fur. Only 2 of the crowns are used today. They are St. Edward's crown, the centerpiece and the oldest in the collection, dating back to the reign of Charles II in 1661. The original medieval crown dating back to 1042, which was stolen from St. Edward's grave, was melted down to make coins after the English Civil War. When the monarchy was restored, King Charles II had this new crown made, and the base resembles the medieval original as closely as anyone could remember. The oversized arches, however, reflect the Baroque style of the mid-1600s. This is the crown which is placed on the sovereign's head at the moment of crowning during the coronation. It is set with 444 stones, including amethysts, garnets, peridots, rubies, sapphires, topaz, tourmalines, and zircons. It stands 11.8 inches tall and weighs 4.9 pounds. It is quite heavy and uncomfortable, so most of Charles II's successors chose to be crowned with smaller crowns. But King George V brought back St. Edward's crown in 1911, and his son George VI and granddaughter Elizabeth II were also crowned with it and wore it for a few minutes, as long as they could bear, during their coronations. In addition to the cumbersome weight, the original St. Edward's crown was a holy relic and was not allowed to be taken out of Westminster Abbey. So monarchs had a second, smaller, and more comfortable crown to wear while leaving the Abbey and during other important state occasions, like the annual opening of Parliament. As the state crown gets used a few times a year rather than 6 times in 360 years, these crowns have been worn down and damaged far more often. At Queen Victoria's state opening of Parliament in 1845, the Duke of Argyll dropped the state crown and broke it. Victoria wrote that it was all crushed and squashed like a pudding that had sat down. There have been 8 different state crowns created since the Restoration. St. Edward's crown is such an important antique that it is kept in pristine condition and not added to. But as the British Empire expanded, so did the wealth of the monarchy. When new diamonds and gems were added to the royal treasury, they were often placed in the state crown. And when a state crown was retired, the precious gems were recycled into its successor. The current imperial state crown contains the treasure trove of the royal family's diamond and gem collection. It is the crown which appears in the intro to the hit drama The Crown. It was made in 1937 for King George VI and is a copy of the one made in 1838 for Queen Victoria, which was squashed like a pudding. For the 1953 coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, the crown was resized for her smaller head, and the arches were lowered by 1 inch to give the crown a more feminine appearance. The arches are formed in an oak leaf pattern, a symbol of strength and endurance. It contains 2,868 diamonds, 273 pearls, 17 sapphires, 11 emeralds, and 5 rubies. Front and center is the 317-carat Cullinan II diamond. It is the second largest of several diamonds cut from a single massive stone mined in South Africa. The history history of which I will get to shortly. Above the column 2 is the 170-carat Black Prince's ruby. This stone is actually a spinel, which were discovered to be chemically distinct from rubies in the 1800s, and are actually more rare. In 1367, warrior Edward, Prince of Wales, demanded the massive uncut red gem from Spanish Lord Don Pedro in thanks for helping him defeat a rival Moor. In 1415, King Henry V wore the stone on the front of his helmet at the Battle of Agincourt. The young king had a hole drilled in the top of the stone, in which he stuck a plume of feathers. The hole has since been patched up with a small ruby. Henry won the day in an unlikely landslide, securing the crowns of both England and France. In 1485, King Richard III wore the gem at the Battle of Bosworth, but it wasn't as lucky for him. He received a fatal head wound, and according to legend, his battle crown was found under a bush and placed on the head of the new king, Henry VII. On the back of the imperial state crown is the Stuart sapphire, purchased by Charles II in 1660. When his brother, King James II, was forced off the throne, he took the giant sapphire with him when he fled to France. He passed the jewel down to his descendants until they ran out of money and sold it back to King George III in 1807. Below the mound hang 4 oriental drop pearls, 3 of which are said to have belonged to Catherine de' Medici, Queen of France, who gave them to her daughter-in-law, Mary, Queen of Scots. Upon her execution in 1587, they fell into the hands of her cousin, Queen Elizabeth I of England, who wore them on her ruff. In the center of the cross is St. Edward's sapphire, the oldest gemstone in the collection, dating back to 1042. The stone was reputedly taken from a ring removed from the sainted king's corpse. There are 5 other historic sovereign crowns in the collection which are no longer in use. They are the state crown of George I, made in 1714 to replace the state crown used by the Stuarts. The crown is currently displayed empty of jewels, except for the unique aquamarine mound. Coronation crown of George IV. Royal dandy George, Prince Regent, waited 9 years for his father to die so he could get his hands on the throne. When he finally did, he wanted only the best for himself and cared nothing of the cost. He ordered a new coronation crown, state crown, and a diamond diadem, all filled with precious stones for his 1821 coronation. His coronation crown is kept empty in the jewel house, as is a cast of his state crown, the original of which has been lost. George IV's diamond diadem is owned privately by the Queen, who wears it frequently. Queen Victoria's small diamond crown was made for the Queen in later life when she began suffering migraines, exacerbated by the heavy imperial crown. This dainty 3.9-inch headpiece was set with 1,187 diamonds and became synonymous with Queen Victoria. The crown of India was created for George V when he traveled to the subcontinent in 1911 to be proclaimed emperor at the Delhi Durbar. As the other crown jewels cannot, by law, be taken out of the United Kingdom.
I'm back. My sister need lotion, then I need to baby the cat, and the cat put a nail in my neck, and cat was crying, then I had to baby her, and my sister needed my lotion because apparently she's out of it.
Getting weirder and weaker. The crown of India has not been worn since. Queen Consort Crowns. The state crown of Mary of Modena was created for the wife of James II.
I'm not either.
It came with a matching but much smaller diadem, which the queen wore for her procession into the abbey. These crowns were worn by the consort of the Georgian era until 1831, when the state
The South is just having a second winter for some damn reason. I'm mad about it. We're having a second winter. It's really weird, actually.
Crowns made to reflect their own style. The crown of Queen Adelaide was made for the
Yeah.
wife of William IV, using gemstones from her private collection. The crown of Queen Alexandra was made for the wife of Edward VII in 1902.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, South America's having like a second winter right now. Which I hope isn't like an ongoing thing because it's too early for like tornado season. And then we're just like freezing.
This 105
I don't know.
stone, called the Mountain of Light, was mined in India, where rulers fought and killed over it for centuries. Shah Jahan, builder of the Taj Mahal, placed the diamond in his peacock throne. He was imprisoned and killed by his own son. The diamond was next stolen by Persian ruler Nadir Shah, who was assassinated, plunging his empire into civil war. The Sikh Emperor Sher Singh obtained the stone, but he was assassinated, leaving the throne and the diamond to his 5-year-old son, Dilip Singh, who was forced off the throne during the Anglo-Sikh War of 1849. All the royal family's possessions were seized by the British East India Company. The Koh-i-Noor diamond and several other priceless jewels were presented to Queen Victoria and the company. Because of the many disasters which have befallen male owners of the Koh-i-Noor diamond, it is believed to be cursed and is therefore only worn in the crowns of women. The government of India has requested the return of this priceless piece of their history, but has thus been ignored. The crown of Queen Mary was made in 1911 for the wife of George V. It was set with 2,200 diamonds, including the Koh-i-Noor and Cullinan's 3 and 4. Queen Mary paid for the Art Deco crown herself and hoped it would be used by future generations of queens. But by the time Elizabeth Bowes Lyon was crowned in 1937, she didn't want to wear her mother-in-law's hand-me-down. Mary wore her crown without the arches for her son's coronation, and the new queen had the crown of Queen Elizabeth made for herself. It is the only British crown crafted entirely out of platinum and is fitted with 2,800 diamonds, including the Koh-i-Noor diamond, the 22.5-carat Lahore diamond given to Queen Victoria by the East India Company in 1851, and a 17.3-carat diamond given to her by Abdulmajid I, Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, in 1856. Elizabeth wore the crown without the arches to her daughter's coronation in 1953, and it was placed on top of her coffin at her funeral in 2002. As the last 4 queens consort have had new costly crowns created for their coronations, it remains to be seen if future consorts will order new crowns or reuse historic ones. Prince of Wales coronets. The collection also includes 3 coronets for the heir to the throne. According to a royal warrant issued by Charles II, the gold coronet shall include alternating crosses and fleur-de-lis, with a single arch, mound, and cross, indicating that the heir is less than the monarch, but greater than the other royal children. The first coronet was created for George II's eldest son, Frederick, who died before becoming king. By the 1902 coronation of Edward VII, Frederick's coronet was in disrepair, and a new one was created for the future George V. When his son, Edward VIII, abdicated to marry Wallis Simpson and fled to France, he absconded with the coronet. A new coronet had to be made in 1969 for the ceremony in which Prince Charles was invested as Prince of Wales. The 60s were a time of unrest in the UK. There were power outages, oil shortages, and protests across the country. The original, more traditional design submitted by Gerrards & Co. was rejected as too ostentatious. So designer Louis Osmond was commissioned to create this very modern, almost sci-fi crown with interpretive fleur-de-lis, diamonds in the shape of a square, and an actual electroplated ping pong ball for the mouths. When the former Edward VIII died in 1972, his coronet was returned to the royal collection. So Prince William will have his choice of traditional, modern, or an entirely new coronet when he is invested as Prince of Wales. Processional objects. These symbolic objects are carried by important lords as the monarch enters Westminster Abbey for the coronation. 6 swords. The sword of spiritual justice, the sword of temporal justice, and the blunt sword of mercy, which date to the reign of James I, and are 3 of the 4 objects which survived the English Civil War intact to re-enter the collection. The 2-handed sword of state and the sword of offering are also carried in the procession, but the Irish sword of state is no longer included since the Republic of Ireland left the UK in 1949. A walking stick called St. Edward's Staff was made for Charles II based on the inventory of medieval regalia. Its significance in the coronation ceremony has been lost to history. 16 trumpets made of silver and draped with red silk damask, embroidered in gold with coats of arms, date to 1780 and 1848. 13 maces, originally used to bludgeon enemies in battle. Maces have become decorative objects representing the monarch's might. The House of Commons can only operate lawfully when a royal mace is present at table. Anointing objects. Once the new monarch is in the abbey, they are anointed with holy oil using these implements. The ampulla was supposedly presented to Thomas Becket, Archbishop of Canterbury, by the Virgin Mary in a holy vision. The one used today is a replica of the medieval relic. Holy oil is held in the ampulla and dripped out of the eagle's mouth into the anointing spoon, the oldest object in the collection, dating to the 12th century. The Archbishop of Canterbury dips 2 fingers into the oil in the spoon to anoint the forehead and breast of the monarch. Robes and ornaments. These adornments are worn or held by the monarch during the coronation ceremony. Robes represent the monarch's holy authority and are based on robes worn by the clergy. The use of robes in the coronation dates back to the Middle Ages, when King Edward II's 1308 manuscript, Liber Regalis, laid out the structure of the ceremony.
From the very beginning, football's been a conspiracy to make us hungry. And let me tell you, it all started.
And we'll call this a pigskin. Make people crave bacon. Everybody loves bacon. I love bacon.
Ever ask yourself how Buffalo got a team?
The American team. They got a good team name for Buffalo, Phil.
And they're still active this year. We got a halftime show presented by an apple. And it's gonna be fantastic.
A salad.
The game makes you hungry. Order Uber Eats.
Finding a great vehicle isn't just finding one that's perfect. It's finding one that's perfect for you. Kia, movement that inspires.
Manuscript, Liber Regalis, laid out the structure of the ceremony. But as velvet, satin, silks, and furs stand up to use and time far less than metal and gems, these robes have had to be remade for almost every new monarch. 2 of the robes, the Super Tunica and the Robe Royal, as well as the Royal Stole, are woven from cloth of gold.
Hi,
And
thank
have been
you.
reused since the coronation of George IV. They are embroidered with floral emblems of various former British colonies. Altogether, these robes weigh 22 pounds. Scepters are an ancient symbol of power dating back to the Egyptians, the Babylonians, and the Roman Empire. In Christian monarchies, they are derived from the shepherd's crook carried by bishops. King Edgar the Peaceful was the first English king to use a scepter in his coronation in 973. 2 scepters made in 1661 are part of the modern collection for power as head of state. It is 3 feet long, weighs 2.6 pounds, and is decorated with 333 diamonds, 31 rubies, 15 emeralds, 7 sapphires, 6 spinels, and 1 composite amethyst. In 1910, it was redesigned to incorporate the Cullinan 1 diamond, also known as the Great Star of Africa, which at over 530 carats is the largest clear-cut diamond in the world and the largest and most valuable stone in the crown jewels. The Cullinan was part of a rough-cut diamond weighing 3,106 carats, or 1.36 pounds, which was mined in South Africa in 1905. The diamond was taken to London, but despite overwhelming fascination, no one could afford to buy it. Finally, the Transvaal colony government gave it to King Edward VII. He sent it to Amsterdam aboard a heavily guarded Royal Navy ship, which was actually a decoy, as the real diamond was carried of jeweler Joseph Asher, who took the ferry. Asher, the greatest jeweler alive at the time, studied the diamond for 2 months in order to determine how best to cut it to render the largest stones possible. When he struck the first blow and the Cullinan didn't shatter into tiny shards, he fainted. It took 3 jewelers 8 months to cleave the rock into 9 dazzling diamonds. Queen Mary often wore the Cullinans 1 and 2 as a brooch. These largest diamonds are part of the crown jewels, while the 7 smaller, a number of other minor brilliants and unpolished fragments from the original Cullinan, were bequeathed by Queen Mary to her granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth II. The sovereign scepter with dove represents the monarch's spiritual role. The monarch holds both scepters while being crowned with St. Edward's crown. Smaller versions of these 2 scepters were created for Mary of Modena in 1685 and have been used in the crowning of subsequent queens consort. When Mary II and William III were crowned co-sovereigns, a second set of scepters equal to those of the sovereigns were fashioned. They were not used again and were considered lost for over a century. They were found in 1814 in the Tower of London in the back of the cupboard. Monarchs since the Middle Ages have worn rings to represent their marriage to the nation. The current sovereign's ring is an octagonal sapphire overlaid with a cross made of rubies, surrounded by 14 diamonds. The design represents the red St. George's Cross, patron saint of England, on the blue background of St. Andrew's Cross, patron saint of Scotland. The ring has been used by all monarchs since William IV, except Queen Victoria, whose fingers were too small. She had a new ring made, but the Archbishop put it on the wrong finger. The ring got stuck, and the young queen had a great deal of pain getting it off. King Henry VIII added the orb to the regalia in 1509. It represents the monarch's authority over the Christian world. The current orb was made for Charles II in 1661. It is a hollow gold sphere 6.5 inches in diameter and weighing 2.6 pounds. The monarch carries the orb while leaving Westminster Abbey. A second orb made in 1689 for Mary II is part of the collection, but was only used once. Spurs represent the monarch's role as head of the military and have been used since the 1189 coronation of Crusader Richard the Lionheart. The pair used today are from 1661. They are no longer worn by the monarch during the ceremony, but are simply brushed against the heels of kings or shown to queens. Armbills are gold bracelets representing.
Well, I'm gonna hop off because my phone's gonna die. I love you all so insanely much. Bye.